and welcome to the first episode of our podcast, Shits and Gags. My name's Rebecca Frank. I'm an English education major from Long Island, and a fun fact about me is I can legally give people mouth to mouth.
And my name is Nicole Earl. I'm a marketing major. I'm from Syracuse, and a fun fact about me is I'm a sleep talker and I'm a sleepwalker because I'm an overachiever.
Exactly.
Yup. And this is our podcast. We're going to be talking about different groups of people that you can find on a college campus. And we're going to talk about like stereotypes and assumptions that are made about them, and then ask them questions, like if that's true. Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to get the gig on people and see if they're the shit. So today we have AJ, Shannon.
Woo!
They're my roommate of 3 years and counting. And you are a what major?
Geology major.
Geology.
Yes.
Okay. Rocks, right?
That's like 40% of the major, I would say.
Cool. Okay, good, because that would put a damper on a lot of the questions I have. Okay.
So AJ's representing STEM majors today, so we're going to talk about a lot of STEM stereotypes, and AJ's going to confirm or deny.
I look forward to it.
So should we move into question number 1?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, can I get a drum roll, please? Okay, so question number 1. STEM majors are always complaining about how much homework they have. How much homework would you say how many hours, would you say you get in a day?
It honestly depends on the semester, because some semesters I'm taking a million hard classes, and other ones I'm taking all the easy classes. So this semester per day, maybe average of 3 hours, but in past semesters where I'm taking calculus and chemistry at the same time, it's 5 at least.
So how has this semester been?
Not great, but not the worst.
Well.
I've been through worse.
Yeah, and how many credits are you taking this semester?
19.
What? For reference, I'm taking 12. Okay, next question. Fuck, marry, kill. Igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary.
That's a really good question. Wow.
You can go into the reasoning as well.
Well, okay, I'm gonna marry sedimentary rocks. I fucking love sedimentary rocks, mostly because they have the fossils in them, so that's pretty fucking cool. And then, God, that's so hard. I love all the rocks, to be honest.
You got kill and fuck. So.
Okay, I'm gonna go with fuck igneous and kill metamorphic, just because I like metamorphic rocks, but they confuse the fuck out of me sometimes, and something will look like a metamorphic rock, but it's an igneous rock, or it looks like an igneous rock, and it's they're so complicated for no reason, and I'm not about that. Yeah. I'm really not, but I love sedimentary rocks so much.
Okay, interesting.
Invite me to the wedding, please. Can I be the flower girl?
Yes, you'll be the maid of honor.
And
of course.
Would your babies be pebbles?
Our babies, yeah, well, it depends on as they grow older, get up boulders, different grain sizes, Start off as a sand-sized grain, make their way up. Circle of life.
So who would carry the child?
The rock. I can't carry a rock. The rock
you just said back to me.
Yes.
You could carry a rock.
In my uterus? I can't carry a rock in my uterus.
You could physically carry a rock.
Yeah, in my hands.
Yeah.
Not inside of me.
Well, yeah, you could adopt. Pick up a sand. What was that? The sand-sized stone?
Oh, sand-sized grain. Oh yeah, I guess I could adopt. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
My
Just
bad.
carry, nurture, feed it.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that.
Try and not fail as a parent.
I'll really try.
Okay.
All right, we have another question for you. So a lot of STEM majors that are women complain about how most of their classes it's a male-dominated field. Would you agree to that? Is there a lot more men in your classes compared to women?
That's a really good question. It depends on what type of STEM you're in. In geology specifically, it's pretty balanced, but I know that the stereotype is true because for geology, I have to take chemistry, physics, and calculus, and all of those classes are male-dominated, like hardcore.
And what about professor-wise? Are most of your professors male or?
It's kind of a balance, but I would say most of them are male. But I still do have a bunch of female professors too.
Yeah.
What about?
What about?
about?
I love him. He's great.
Cool.
He's an astronomy professor, though. He's not geology.
Oh.
But I am an astronomy minor, so I have taken a few classes with
What's
him.
your full major minor situation?
With just my bachelor's of science, or both?
Like,
Yeah,
what are you gonna?
bachelor's of
You're gonna graduate SUNY New Paltz. You're gonna walk the stage, shake Daryl P. Wheeler's hand.
Yes.
What are they gonna give you the diploma for, and what can you say that you major and minored in?
Well, I will have 2 degrees, but my bachelor's in science will be geology with a minor in astronomy.
And going along with the whole men-women thing,
Yes.
have the guys in your class tried to mansplain things to you?
Oh my God. In my chemistry class, we would have like group activities, and I always got put in a group of like me and like 5 other men, and it was always a matter of like, oh my God, I think that A is this one, and I'm like, no, you're wrong. And then 5 minutes later, someone else would say the same thing, and they'd be like, oh, that's the answer, and I would just have to sit there and be like, these men are so fucking stupid. I can't do it.
Okay, moving on. If you had to pick your dream fossil blunt rotation, what would it be and why?
My dream fossil blunt
Yeah.
rotation. That's a crazy question. Got a classic trilobite, eurypterids. Fucking love those.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yes.
Gastropods.
Interesting
Fucking
take.
love gastropods.
Interesting take.
It's a good question.
Are they related to the gastrointestine?
No, but there is a reason why they're called gastropods, and it has to do with their like unique intestinal system. A gastropod is like a snail.
A snail.
A snail.
Yeah. A gastropod is like a snail.
Oh, so like
The way that their bodies like.
if a snail was fossilized, it'd be a gastro.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The
Also
more you know,
dinosaurs,
right?
obviously.
Exactly.
We love dinosaurs here.
I love learning on this podcast. This is the first episode, but I'm so excited.
Are the fossils in Science Hall real?
Yes.
Where are they from? Like, do you know?
Where are they from? They're from like a lot of fossils are actually like that you like I probably like seen around campus are from like New York. Because New York is an area like in the world where there was just like a lot of like animal activity in like previous like decades and periods and whatever else. Like there was a lot of like dinosaur activity in specifically like New York and New Jersey area. So like a lot of the fossils that you see don't come from like a crazy like foreign land. Like they're literally just from like Albany.
They're just walking there.
Yeah. They're just there.
They're from New York.
Are you from New York even?
So
Yeah.
would you say that they wear puffer jackets and Tims because they're from New York?
Who's they?
The dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs.
Absolutely. Dinosaurs,
They're
I
getting
think
there.
that dinosaurs should be owned by lesbians.
Elaborate.
We should.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, I mean,
Follow up.
you just said dinosaurs wear Tims. Who wears Tims?
Butches.
Adult men and lesbians.
Mm.
And adult men suck. So I think that dinosaurs, especially if they're from New York, are just lesbians. Personally,
You heard it here first.
that's my controversial opinion.
So when you go on and get your master's and you get your doctorate, is that the first thing you're gonna publish and like search for? Is
Absolutely.
you're gonna sub-
Absolutely.
Like you're gonna make your students like read the textbook that you wrote about why.
Yeah, my thesis paper is going to be about dinosaurs being lesbians.
Real.
For sure.
Real.
Like that's no questions asked. I have to.
Interesting. Okay, so what other like STEM majors are the most annoying to you? Like, do you hate engineering majors as a geology major?
I like don't really know any engineer. The only engineering major I know is like a really short lesbian who's very nice. She's great. So not
It
engineering
always
majors.
goes back to the lesbians.
I would say probably male chemistry majors specifically. I've never encountered a good male chemistry major. They're all very misogynistic and annoying. So sorry if there's any nice male chemistry majors out there, but I don't
Come on
like
the
most
podcast.
of them.
Defend yourself.
Yeah.
And like, what's your favorite like STEM major
Besides geology, astronomy,
Mm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Stars.
Stars, moon, planet, alien.
Not astrology.
Not astrology.
They get really offended about that if you get it
Really?
mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean not me because I'm not insufferable like that, but
What's your zodiac sign?
Cancer.
What's your big three?
Cancer sun, Cancer moon, Leo rising.
That makes sense.
It actually does make sense, but we're not gonna talk about that.
That's a different time. So what do you think is the hardest class that you've taken thus far?
Like in general or like in geology specifically?
In geology first, but then you can do like a general science, like STEM major class that you've taken.
Yeah, so
A class that I wouldn't have taken.
okay, so petrology, 110% is the hardest geology class I've ever taken, and one of the hardest geology classes that New Paltz offers in general. Well, not really offers, you are forced to take it. It's not. If you're a geology major,
Gun to your head.
you have to take petrology, which no hate at all to the professor who teaches that class. He's a very nice, sweet old man. But just the class and the way that it's structured is like you will have to stare into a microscope for 5 hours at a time, feeling nauseous and your head hurting, looking at just like shapes and colors, and they're like, tell me what kind of rock that is and how it formed and what all the minerals in it are. And that's the whole class for a semester.
So how did it?
How did it what?
How did it form?
Petrology.
Petrology?
You failed that class
Petrology's-
clearly.
I almost did. That's not a funny joke.
So sorry.
We're hitting sore spots.
Yeah, this is
my
a
bad.
sore-
Move on,
yes.
move on, move on,
Sore
move
spot
on.
for me.
And then what's the hardest class? Is that the hardest class you've taken like in general, or that was just geology?
The hardest class I've taken in general was Calculus 1 because I failed. Also Calculus 2. But Calculus 2 I didn't take at New Paltz. I took that online, but I also failed that. I'm really bad
How
at
many
math.
classes have you failed?
Just the one. Well, no, just the 2. Only one at New
Are
Paltz.
you lying to me?
Only one.
Yeah,
No, I
okay.
can pull up my transcript right now. But only one. I've only failed one on my transcript, and it was calculus.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
I retook it and I got a B. So
There you go.
Is calculus that important to geology?
no, I don't know why I have to take it. We literally never. You use it for physics, and you have to take physics. So it's like you have to take physics for geology, and you have to take calculus for physics. But in geology classes, you literally only ever do like basic algebra. You do not need calculus at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I took physics in high school, and I do not remember taking
There's
calculus.
barely
out.
any. Oh,
I'm gonna tell you a little work story that has to deal a little bit with STEM. I actually haven't told you this story before. Me and
Ooh.
AJ are good friends, but they don't know this story. So.
I would just go in your closet.
Go in my closet.
Rocks. I don't know what else. I would just repeat exactly what you've said during this podcast session, and just no one would know the difference.
word for word. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I'd do my eyeliner, not represented today, but I would do my eyeliner. I'd put on your rings, your earrings, docks.
I don't know how well that would go though, because I don't feel like I really dress like a geology major. Like geology majors are very like granola, and I dress like
Yeah, I
like, if
look more like a.
Yeah, like if I ask someone on the street like what do you think my major is, no one is ever saying geology. They're gonna be like, oh, art, theater, like which nothing wrong with that. But I don't feel like I look like a geology major
Yeah,
most
you're
of the
covered
time.
Yeah.
No.
And then I just thought of a question because, like, in geology, right? I don't remember learning anything about geology until high school, like earth science.
Yeah.
Was that the case for you guys too? Like, did you do geology in like elementary school?
I don't. Yeah, I think it was in 8th grade. I did like honors earth science, and we did like the rock formations and everything. But it wasn't like outright called geology. It was just like earth science class, just like unit 1 or whatever. It was very
Yeah.
generic. But
What about
Yeah,
you?
that's how it was. I mean, that's kind of how it was for me. We did like a little bit on it in elementary school, and then in I think 8th grade, no, 7th grade, we did like earth science, and then I took earth science again freshman year of high school, and it was just called like earth science. But then I did take AP environmental science, which is kind of more similar to geology, but it's also not because it's kind of like a mix between geology and bio. So I never really took like an actual just like geology class
Yeah.
until college.
Do you think they should teach little kids rocks?
Yes. Well, because also
Critical
well,
rock
a lot of
theory.
a lot of geology is like intertwined with paleontology, and literally so many little kids love dinosaurs, and I feel like giving them that extra like education about like dinosaurs and like how rocks form and
Can
like
you
all
say
that
what
stuff.
paleontology
cool.
is for the people at home that don't know?
Paleontology is basically just like the study of like fossils and like how like animals will die and then their bones or like their bodies get preserved. Whereas like a lot of people get it confused with archaeology, whereas archaeology is similar to paleontology, but it has to do with like dead people and like dead cultures and like artifacts and stuff like that. So it's like humans, animals. This is
Gotcha.
a big difference.
All right. Our last last question of the night. What is your favorite rock?
My favorite rock? Oh, that's a good question. Not mineral. It has to be a rock.
It has to be a rock.
Ooh.
Firmly.
Can't be a mineral.
Can't
don't
be
do
that.
that.
Why
On
would
this
you even? Why
podcast,
would you
like, we
mention
don't-
mineral?
I don't listen.
We don't do
some people don't know the difference, so
They're
that's
like-
why I wanted to ask.
Minerals are like weak rocks.
Yeah.
Wrong. Incorrect.
I think we ask the questions here.
Okay. My favorite rock. I would probably say, like, if I had to go like off the top of my head, like first instinct would be amygdaloidal vesicular basalt.
Which looks like what if you had to describe it
you
in
could-
3 words?
It's black and has holes in it, but some of the holes are filled up with sparkly green things called olivine. And it's an igneous rock.
Okay. Follow up. Why didn't you say Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Because he's not an actual physical rock.
I simply asked for your favorite rock.
Well, that is my
And
favorite
he
rock.
wasn't.
I
He's
do
not.
love. He's runner up. I
Isn't
love
he,
him.
like the world's best rock?
Yeah, he's the rock.
He is the rock. That doesn't mean he's the best rock.
Whoa.
What makes him the best rock?
We might have to scrap this entire podcast because I
Yeah.
don't want to submit that
Well,
and
to
have
be
you.
honest, it's just like I'm not really sure if we should be friends with AJ anymore. It's
Yeah.
just,
How
like,
am I gonna get out of the lease agreement though?
I don't know. I mean, you could come live with me if you want.
Really?
You can sleep on the couch.
I'd sleep on the couch. I don't think
Yeah.
I can bring my stuff in. I don't know.
I don't know.
So what are we doing for dinner?
I already ate.
Good.
Thanks for coming today.
Yeah,
but,
thank you.
If you want to go ahead and head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't have any more questions?
No,
No.
not after that.
After that.
This has been Shits and Cakes.
Um,
My name's actually Nicole.
My name's actually Rebecca.
Tune in next week when we're gonna find out who the shit is next week. We'll find out who the shit is next time.
Next time.